Hi, I'm Claudia Brown Coulter with Pivotal Peace. I am your go-to mediator for navigating divorce while parenting children with special needs. I'm also a legal document assistant, LDA, based in the greater Los Angeles area. Let's talk about a quick conflict tip. And this is about focusing on the problem, not the person. I could say focus on the issue and not the person. So when I used to be an elementary school teacher and I was teaching 5th grade, 6th grade in a self-contained classroom, that meant I taught all the subjects. And inevitably, a child would be very frustrated with the math problem. And I'd always tell them it's not about the problem, it's about the process, right? Like, it's not about this particular problem. If you can learn this process, you can handle any problems that look like this down the road. And it's the same thing. It's not about the person. It's about the issue at hand. Divorce is highly, highly, highly emotional. And the chances that you are divorcing someone who makes personal attacks against you is high. You are divorcing someone very likely who any arguments that you've had are not healthy. So this exercise really is about your own self-control. And you might not do it perfectly every time, but you'll get better and better and better. The other thing is, in healthy arguments, you can kind of get through and reach a resolution and make up and move forward and not go back. But in these unhealthy dynamics, in these toxic relationships, when you have an argument, it never ends. It becomes a personal attack. You can't get anywhere. So you're going to have to exercise patience. And I'm going to tell you, even after you are divorced, these things may continue to come up. Either it's going to come up in other relationships, or very likely if you have children together, it's going to come up there as well. So when you are arguing with someone who is difficult, when you have a conflict with someone, recognize that you may not be able to solve the problem. You are not going to change their behavior, and that's okay. It's not yours to change. It's not your problem to deal with anymore. You're not going to change that behavior. You are not going to make them magically healthy or a good debater. It's probably not going to happen. So first thing, don't take their false accusations against you as valid, and don't stoop to their level. When you are arguing with someone who is challenging, they will talk about everything but the issue. They will talk about everything but their behavior. So your job is to focus back on it. And when you are in a close relationship with someone, they know all your trigger points, they know all your buttons. And if they don't fight fair, they're going to push every single one of them. I know it's really tough. It's really tough. Remember, you're not who they describe you to be. Divorce brings out the worst in everyone. It's okay. Just do the best you can. So when you are in this type of situation, you really want to focus on the issue. Bring the conversation back to the issue using I statements. I am feeling, right? Using, okay, well, thank you for sharing that perspective. And then you can go back then let's go back and focus on this particular thing about being on time for school, maybe. Maybe there's a tardy issue, being on time for school. So instead of it being like, you are always late, you never pay attention to those things, and on top of it, you speed to get there, and it's unsafe for the children that you are always late to every single event. And I feel like you don't respect me because of that. Okay, well, that's the wrong way to express your feelings. It's not true. So you want to, the feeling is, I feel distressed when I see tardies when I log into the school's attendance system, because I know that it impacts their ability to join certain clubs. I know that it can turn into a legal issue. Right? So you're expressing that you're distressed, you're expressing why you are distressed. If they continue to attack, you're so anal, you want to be on time, you don't care about anyone else. This is their fault because they're never ready on time. And if you didn't baby them and coddle them, maybe they would be more independent. And I'm trying to teach them to be independent and you are just a really bad parent, whatever. And then they begin to like have a Mary Poppins bag of past grievances where it's like this carpet bag and they just pull everything out. You don't do that. Go back to the issue. Listen to what they say. Recognize that you're not going to change them, but you can be heard. Treat them with the respect and the dignity that they're not giving you. And if you need to walk away and just say, I need a timeout. They may not respect it. Take that time out. If that means you have to get into your car and leave, please try not to like make tracks and you burn rubber as you leave. Be safe. But if you need to get away to decompress, go and do that. I actually was talking to a colleague. We were in a webinar and she'd mentioned something to someone that as she was going through her divorce, she would use running as a form of meditation. And let me tell you, I never thought of it that way, but it really is true. You can work out a lot of issues while you're exercising. So you don't have to run, you don't have to do those things. I have found though, when I'm really upset, you're not going to get me to sit still and cross my legs and try to meditate, because I'm just going to meditate on everything that went wrong and every way I'm going to get back. No, we're not doing that. So that's where that exercise comes in. Just keep bringing it back to the issue. And then at the end, if it doesn't resolve, that's okay. And here's why it's okay. You've handled yourself with dignity and respect. You have shown them how to treat you, that you are not you're not that person anymore. Even if you do that, even if you start attacking them, it's really hard not to defend yourself. Even if you defend yourself and you're just yelling arguments back and forth, don't worry. There will be another conflict with them in the future and you will be able to fix that, right? So you are showing them how to treat you, showing them that you're not that person anymore. You are staying as calm as you possibly can. And if you begin to lose your cool, you're going to call a timeout. At the end of the day, this is about you and not them. You are approaching the situation in a calm manner. If they're rattling you, you're not letting them see that. And whether it gets resolved or not, you know in your heart that you handled yourself with dignity and respect. And you can be proud of yourself. And over time, some people are recalcitrant, so it's going to take them a while. Over time, you will see a change in their behavior. You don't have to react to everything that they say or do. You don't. And if your situation happens to be about tardies, remember when you were divorced and you have a very clear parenting plan after the divorce is finalized and they're only tardy on the other person's day, you are not legally responsible for the children on that day. You're in the clear. Guys, conflict can be overwhelming. Please give yourself a ton of grace. Care for yourself and know that you do not have to believe the lies that they are telling you about yourself. Don't take the bait. Focus on the issue at hand and move on with your life and let them go on and be miserable, and you have a great life.